They wanted me to say a little bit about the Council of Educators. For a number of years, a bunch of us who have been doing this work had been finding ourselves at the same tables, sort of talking about how to better coordinate, how to better do things. It started when the government provided some funding for first-generation students. And I hate that term because it's not only about being the first in your family to ever go to post-secondary, it's about so many other things. It's about being marginalized. It's about being racialized. It's about being low income, regardless of whether or not someone in your family tried or didn't try some form of post-secondary. But nonetheless, that was the government definition. We found ourselves with some funding for some programming across the GTA, well, across Ontario. And I found myself at tables with folks who were doing similar work. And we found ourselves looking at each other and saying, can't we make this come together in some way? Can't we leverage off of each other? Can't we do a little bit of coordination? And out of that, through a very long process, and a gazillion meetings, and a couple of you in this room know about them, we finally got to the Toronto Council of Educators, which is a representative from every college and university and the 2 school boards who have any kind of programming that sort of fits this first-gen access, outreach, whatever kind of definition. And we got some money thanks to John Davies, who was the outgoing president of Humber, and who was brilliant at convincing the government, both the Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities and the Ministry of Education, to give us a little bit of money so we could get Helen and Felicia, who have been absolutely brilliant at kind of pulling things together. So we're going to have a website, and we're having these consultations, and we're trying to look for ways to make the work be better. And I think that's a little bit of the history. It's a very shortened version of a very long process. We have the money for the council for a short period of time, and so we really have to make good on the window that we have and at the opportunity that we have. So this is the first in a series of consultations where the council is trying to pull together the practitioners, the folks who actually do the work, so we can all understand better what each of us does. And I hope so that we can all come over time to work more cooperatively and more collaboratively. So I have a dream. And my dream is that there will be a time where it will be reasonably clear to a family living in poverty, or a marginalized youth, or an adult who never finished high school but wants some connection with post-secondary. It will become clear which program makes the most sense for them to go to. What pathway is best for them? And if someone lands up on my doorstep and I talk to them, I'll say, you know what? We don't have exactly what you need, but George Brown, Humber, Toronto, York, whatever, does. And I would pick up the phone, and know who you were, and I'd say, I've got someone, let me send them to you. And that person would receive that warm, warm welcome that says, oh yeah, Rona sent you. Of course we want to talk to you. Let's see if we can find the right match for you. So we're only going to get there if we stop competing with each other. We're only going to get there if we really know at a deep level what each of us is doing and who we can best serve. And we're only going to get there if we pull together for that really common vision, common goal. All those folks who ought to be getting the education that's going to, A, make them better participants in the civic society, but also get them into a space where they can get real employment rather than fake employment. So I just hope we have a wonderful, that you have a wonderful morning, and that all sorts of fabulous, fabulous, fabulous stuff comes out of this. Because the potential is there. The time is now. I mean, we've got a little window now in terms of the first generation funding that we all have, again, for another transitional year, and God knows if we're going to get it anymore. We've got the council with the ability to pull things together. So either we do it now, or probably we never get to do it. Either we lay the framework now, or we're going to lose a wonderful opportunity. So have a great morning, and do really good things, and get to know each other really well. And I'm very excited. Thank you.